4th of July like an old Ford 8-inch tractor. We got some oil pressure there. Oh, it's low on oil. I better off put some in it, as a matter of fact. Well, I think it's charging. I was able to sweep up, but probably I should show you what I did here. You might find it to be of interest. The problem on the get-go was this valve and this valve was the two valves that were in this head. This ain't my head, that belongs to somebody else. I just thought I could put some valves in there. It's a pretty good job to make a couple of valves. You know, I ordered these on the internet or eBay, and the head's too small. And in these here for show and tell, you can see that we've had these in another video, but we'll do it again and put this thing together and get it back on the engine. And but it's all the way to the top, none left, the upper half of the valve. Quite shiny. It was working, I guess. This was the problem. It still has a carbon buildup. I didn't clean it. And you can see the problem there. And that kind of acts like it's been a little bit there on the end. It's been real hot and all. And these engines might run a little bit on the hot side, especially if you powering something, I think. So it's the reason that I opted to build the valve the way I did. And this right here, it's that intake valve right there. Well, I had a little piece of Scotch-Brite. I'd cut that up a little bit right there. Well, actually, you know, just when I took that out of there, that's where I. You really don't need that. You know, I shouldn't even be doing that. It's good. It's perfect the way it is. It's really good. It's at 8620 on that head there too. Just thought I'd give it a try. You know what I mean? And I've done had this valve in there, and when I was making it over on the lathe, well, it's always been known that, you know, to check them two centers right there, that center in your tailstock, and I put a piece of metal in there and turned the taper on it almost to match this one, so that it would have 2 points, because the project calls for being chucked in the vise, not into the a center in the. But it's always been known that to check this is you just take your 6-inch ruler and I'll show you. Just there's a balancing point there somewhere. There it is. And that shows you if your centers are in center. Okay, you can see how that 6-inch scale is right there. It's not 100% straight up and down. So that means that there is some amount of it not being perfectly 100% on center. So you know, I kind of wondered about that. You know, about this here Grizzly lathe. I was wondering much. So I tell you what done. I'll show it to you. It's one of them things right there that you put in there, and you put on that center up there, and then you come down here, and you put it on this tailstock center, like that, and then you crank it up where it's some degree of, you know what I mean. It's not overly tight, but it's secure, and then I'm gonna lock that down right there. So. Okay, I'm good with that right there. That's a good fit in there. But this area around here and that area up there right there is supposed to be the same. So let's put us a little dial indicator in right there, and we'll check it out. Okay, let's put us a preload on there. We're going. Well, for me to see it straight head on, I have to go on 60. That means you ain't going to be able to see it down here, so I'll have to come around here. To put it, it will put us a preload on there about 40. Maybe we can see that 40 thousandths there on the dial, exactly. And we'll come down here and see what we got. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's good enough right there. According to how you look at it, to where it's at. You know, it's some tenths, we know that, but it's not a thousandths. Edge technology. I was, the size and everything, to measure that, and then measure this, and put, the 45 degrees on this valve face, and I turned that on the lathe. I welded that head on there, press fit, peened over, and then welded. But I did machine quite a lot of the weld away. So, and I did leave this boss down here as opposed to a larger valve, like these are kind of even domed a little bit. Some of you will find with a countersink in them. But it's just the way I built it. And, but what happens, I'll show you. That's the exhaust spring right there, and that keeper cast iron. But this is the valve on this one right down here. And I was shooting, we'll put a little compound on there if you want to make that show up. But when I was measuring to make these, I wanted that line to be in the middle of that valve. That way, in the future, if it ever the engine ever run enough, you could actually grind these valves here 2 more times. So, but this is a 6 horsepower McCormick International, I think, Type M. And the head will be on the engine like that right there. This being the intake valve and exhaust valve. It don't look like them tires has been very hot, so, and the head don't look like it run hot. So it may just been that this was leaking so bad that the exhaust was going, it was burning as it was going by that valve right there and got it hot. But the way I ended up on this, now let me tell it to you as a matter of fact. The way I ended up on this is it don't have any valve guides in it. It's back like it was when it was brand spanking new. It's just an oversized guide. It's cast iron head, so it's cast iron guide. So, and it's an oversized valve stem to compensate for that difference. And when you're doing like this right here is the original valve that would have went in there. Well, it was so loose, and these valve guides being about 4.5 inches long, they're plenty long, but I've done cut the seats, and the hold up on well, it ain't been no hold up. Just I ain't done it yet up to now, and but this thing right here was back ordered. This thing costs a lot of money. I can tell you about that. It's a Pilot. It's a $375 on the top right there, but it was back ordered. So you put this down in yonder, and it goes tight, and then this thing right here costed even more money. Whew. But I mean, it's a pricey little thing right here. But you have to have it. If you're going to, I'll tell you something, to do valves right, knee-way seat cutters. You know what I mean? It's like having a snap-on. It would be better. I tell you what. I tell y'all something. It would be better if you was going to have an automotive shop where you did valve work, or a small engine where you was going to do a valve job. It'd be better for you to buy one of these right here than it would one of them new fancy toolboxes. This will do you more good in your shop. Just a little word of advice. They do cost a lot. Yeah, man, that little thing costs a whole bunch. But, and that T-handle gave up. I taped it back to, that's a big one. I taped it back with a piece of metal across. No, it's got a stick in there. That's what I used, the little dowel. But it's not right, it's flimsy. The other one, the smaller size, is still good. But with the Pilot in hand, what I done went and done, I'll show it to you. Well, I got them from Goodson. That's that old big cutter body right there. They really, as soon as this was available, it was here the next, it was one day. You know what I mean? That's a pretty good company right there, get you some shipping like that. And they called me and told me it was coming. But I done already did that, you know, like as you've seen in another one of my videos. But the way these works, I'll show it to you. I got that on this thing right here because I don't want to damage that governor right there. But the way this thing works, if we can get you up there where we can see you, let's put that exhaust valve in there first. And it's just simple. And this is the end product right here. And what I did is, this is the original cast iron keeper, and that goes in there like that, and that comes up there, and that's what holds the exhaust valve in there, that little thing right there. That's all it is. But it does have a really a lot of tension on that spring right there. But I probably should put a little oil in there. Oh yeah, well, no, I'm gonna take that back. Let's put a little bit of that valve compound on that seat right there so we can see where it's actually riding at. I was about to forget that. You know, you really don't supposed to be able to even need a. You don't need to lap a valve in if it fits. And you can see right there where I turned that, and it's 100. Well, yeah, it's in the middle. So that's that clover. That's really fine right there. I got that at a yard sale one time. So you know, don't be looking for no link down there in the description where you can get that, because that's yard sale stuff right there. But when it comes to lamping a valve, well, when you do it at all, it's already too much. So you just will not continue with it, because it'll ruin your head. But just put something in there, take it off the seat, come around, go 2 times, come around, move it, and different position every time, and do you about you know three or four. That's a little key right there, a little hex key I was using. But then that's enough. Any more than that right there is too much. But we'll see what we got here. Okay, you know, they've been in the past year, they've been somebody got on to me for turning something that I did in for grade. Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna turn this valve right here in for grade. You know, it's like almost exactly halfway, and that's 100% seeping around through there. Oh yeah, that's the results there. Now I did have that on that valve grinder over there. Yeah, it's one of them sioux-valve grinding machine things there, you know. Got on a trade one time, really cheap. Lucky to have that right there. You know, you put your valve, chuck it up in there, turn that thing on, put that oil go into it right there, lubricant. You know, you got a 45 degree. You cut whatever you want on it. Just set it. That wasn't off that lathe. What I did is I turned it to the 45, you know, took a square thing to put up against that and lined that up like that right there, and that's 45, you know. And actually down on, I did that today. Down on the dial thing right there, it does have, if you put it on that mark right there, it's on 45. You know, you don't need to go any further than that. But, well, I'll tell you what. Well, yeah, I'll show you that. Well, I'm not sure about the shadows, but yeah. So, oh yeah, let's do the other one. put that valve grinding stuff on there. This is the exhaust. And the same and this valve right here, see, there's enough seat right there. I think you can grind these valves 2 more times if need be in the future. Oh yeah. Just same procedure. Take off seat, turn it a couple times. Oh, that's enough. Okay. That's textbook valve base right there. This was the exhaust, the one on this side over here. And what I'm looking for is a shadow line to match up this right here, a dark gray line around that seat right there. And it's exactly a mirror image of this valve seat complete around right there. So, oh yeah. Turn that in for grade. Okay, let's put it together. I think I got about 4 thousandths or so clearance on these valve stems, because I think these runs a little bit hotter than normal. So I left a little bit of clearance there, not the right amount, I think. Yeah, that exhaust spring right there it's kind of powerful, but the components are the pin, the keeper, and the spring. So we'll put that together. If you have one of these things right here, it's real easy. When that thing comes over the cam, it'll hold that, and it holds your valve. It holds that out there so you can put this pin in there. That's what this is for. And then you let go of it, and it captures it in there. Makes that kind of easy. And there's the results of it. And see, the only thing you see here, this is the patina of the whole engine. You know, so that's the reason I opted not to electrolysis this head, is because the engine it goes back on is exactly the same patina. The only thing is going to be new is that pin and that valve head right there. And this other thing I'll show you that. So that's exhaust. That's all you do right there. It's ready to go. It's got a lot of pressure on it too. And an intake. Oh yeah. So what I done on this intake valve right here, I'll show you this right here. This is the intake valve that was in this engine, and it had been replaced. Yeah. So, and the way that works, oh yeah, I think that's probably, you know, I'm not sure on a 6 horsepower exactly what that's pretty strong. But it can be adjusted. I think this is pretty much as it was new. And then the look on the exhaust part, on the intake part right there, is we just added that right there, and that's 1214L steel right there. So it will take on it'll rust if you get it wet, just like any other steel. So it'll take on some patina. You know, that's about all to that. We'll get something else up here on the workbench here pretty soon. Near Middle Tennessee, another Shop Dog Sam production.